Greetings, YouTuber. You have entered the world of electrified network gaming and streaming. And here is your host, all the way from the internet, Sly88Fry.
Sup, YouTube? It's your boy, Sly88Fry. What's up, YouTube? This is Sly88Fry here. I've actually never reacted to this channel before, but I do watch him every now and then. I've actually haven't watched a video of his in quite a while, but I do watch him. His character has a rivalry against Angry Video Game Nerd, and now that I said that, you probably know who I'm talking about, the Nostalgia Critic. Now, obviously, in real life, James Rolfe, who plays AVGN, and Doug Walker, who plays Nostalgia Critic, are actually good friends, so the rivalry is definitely for show. But anyways, he's reviewing Krampus, a horror-themed Christmas movie about Krampus. I'm sure many of you have heard of Krampus before. I mean, it's not like it's a new thing or anything. The story of Krampus has been around for a long time. Not as long as Santa Claus, but anyways, I got familiar with Krampus thanks to American Dad.
You need to be punished.
If you lay so much as one finger on me, I will
Who you talking to? I'm Krampus, bitch. I'll do whatever I please. This is my expertise.
Thanks to that season 9 episode that brought Krampus to the show, and you know, he held Steve captive, sang that song about how kids are rotten, deserve to be punished.
Round the world, it's all the same. Children freeze when they hear my name. Krampus, please don't beat me so. But do I listen? Sadly, no. 80% of kids end up turning into dirtbags. I just laugh. But Steve, oh Steve, you are the worst. Slap that butt with a branch of birch. Shake them chains till your ears go numb. See now just what you become. Show you that life is pain. Not some silly, stupid game. We do it my way. And because you haven't learned your lesson, you got to run. You got to run.
Spoiler alert. Turned out Santa Claus actually was the bad guy. If you've seen American Dad, you'd already know, though. So, or up to that point, you'd already know, though. But, yeah, I love that song that Krampus sings, though. It's so good. Anyways, let's move on to the video.
This episode brought to you by HelloFresh. Delicious pre-measured ingredients and simple chef-made recipes delivered to your doorstep every week. Also brought to you by DoorDash.
Hey, I work for
them.
them.
Brings you food you're craving right now, right to your door.
During a pandemic, they're perfect. And working for them is great during a pandemic. I make more now than I did before the pandemic. It's been a while since I watched this Nostalgia Critic video. I think the reason why is because this video was longer, so I don't feel like spending as much time. That's actually the reason why I haven't done any reacts to them, because they're long. This one's not as long. 22, 23 minutes. It's a lot more doable than a lot of the other videos are like 30 minutes longer, 40 minutes. Really good intro, though.
Hello, I'm the Nostalgia Critic guy. Remember it so you don't have to. Why, is it not December? I should change my attire as of late not.
Okay, sure. Okay.
Now that's a lot more festive. God, I'm sick of this joke. Alright, just
Okay.
play the thing. Play the thing. Play the thing!
Alright, Krampus.
There's been many Christmas horror films over the years. Some have stood the test of time, many have fallen by the wayside, some weren't even meant to be horror. Krampus came at just the right time, with just the right idea, and just the right tone. For the most part, we'll get to that in a bit. Premiering in 2015, the last holiday horror film to be released around Christmas was almost 10 years earlier. And to be fair, most of the ones prior were made on smaller budgets because there wasn't a guaranteed audience. This one not only looked like it had money behind it, but also a wicked sense of humor about the miseries of the holiday. Based on a character that had existed for years, but was only then growing awareness from obscure reference to household name. This
American
is
Dad.
arguably what made Krampus the well-known icon he is today. At least in America. Despite being another PG-13 movie that pretends to be an R, the mean-spirited atmosphere and creepy imagery has left several people I know swearing they saw an R-rated movie. No, I respect a film that's clearly forced to be PG-13, yet tries everything to be as close to an R as possible.
Yeah,
Despite, like I said earlier, some audiences being split on it. Why is it still growing in popularity every year and more people adding it to the Christmas special libraries?
I don't know.
Well, let's make visions of severed thumbs dance in your head. This is Krampus. The credits roll with what I wish was an exaggeration of Black Friday sales while playing It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Look at that title over this image. That tells you everything you're about to see. This so hilariously sums up commercialism, assassinating the meaning of Christmas.
Yeah.
I want to see these films say,
Oh, they did in a few minutes what we couldn't in an hour and a half. We're those Twilight versus Up memes. Oh well, kiss that dog's ass. You'll still watch us.
I write an apology to the rest of your class for ruining the recital.
I
One of the
respect
scuffles
the
comes from a
realism
boy
right there.
named Max, played by MJ Anthony, who fought a kid who was mocking his love of Christmas.
He even told the first graders that Santa was just a cheap marketing ploy and then to sell Pepsi, Coke. You know what I mean?
As if Pepsi needed any help with their mascot.
Pepsi
His mom and dad, played by Toni Collette and Adam Scott, are too busy preparing for their annoying relatives to drop by, so his grandma is the only one who gives him any attention.
Do you still really believe in Santa?
Aber ich glaube auch an Nachtisch vor dem Abendessen.
Grandma, how come we can understand each other even though we never speak each other's languages?
An den wahren Geist von Weihnachten zu glauben. An den Geist des Gebens und des Opferns.
The Christmas special.
The rest of the family arrives, including David Kitchener, playing a redneck obsessed with guns, and Conchata Ferrell, playing a difficult gossip. I too was shocked they departed from the norm.
So, would you ask Santa for this year?
Not to be confused with that kid from Bad Santa.
He doesn't kind of like him.
Martha Stewart threw up in here.
This family is so miserable, they make the McAllisters look like the Tanners.
She makes so much that you can't pronounce. You guys might like a break from macaroni and
pretty
cheese
dark.
with hot dogs.
And who doesn't make a ham at Christmas? What are you now, a Jew?
Of course not. Then the film will be called Krampus. What I like about the family is nobody is 100% perfect. Everybody, and I mean everybody, has a difficult side that'll later serve them in a troubling situation.
Yeah.
So what kind of godforsaken concoction are you whipping up now?
Well, how about we go to your trailer for Christmas next year? For your sake, just stay the hell out of my kitchen.
Now that's a Hallmark movie title I would watch. It doesn't help that Max's cousin steals his letter to Santa and appropriately bond over his innocent cry for help. Yeah, that's Christmas Prince shit. They mock the fuck out of him.
You might have noticed that I don't have tons of friends. Oh no, really, Max? I wish my mom and dad could fall in love again.
God, this is a terrible Christmas, but it's a rockin' Festivus.
Okay.
Screw you, Dad does not wish we were boys.
You mean you're not? I gotta change some jokes here. Hey, stop making those glass sound effects. You know we didn't shoot any actually breaking.
I just wanted Christmas to be like it used to be, but forget it. I hate Christmas. I hate all of you.
Nothing's been the same since Lego started celebrating Life Day.
I like that even the heartfelt talk isn't exactly a 100% feel-good speech either.
People you try to be friends with, even though you don't have a whole lot in common.
But why?
Okay, you kind of got me there.
Don't worry, in 6 years' time, everyone will become more united. I love the note he leaves on. It's not the most comforting, but it's the most honest.
Maybe it makes us work a little harder to find what we do have in common.
Do you really believe in all that?
I want to, Max.
And I'm sure that's enough to rekindle the Christmas spirit. God, this movie's harsh!
Nice. I actually have a lot of respect
Mary
for this film
Poppins,
now.
the note is whisked away to bring a child's worst nightmares to life. Starting with a snowstorm, keeping the family around longer.
Yikes.
Huh, Stephen Gamble took up snow sculpting.
I don't know who that is, but it's
very odd deliveries at a very odd time.
How come rich people get all the free shit?
It says it's from a Mr. of All Evil. From the flaming fires of... Oh, I can't read it. Somewhere French.
The sister says she's unable to call her boyfriend a few blocks down, so she asks if she can walk in the certain death blizzard to his house. You're asking this family? Of course you can go.
She'll be fine.
Okay. 1 hour.
If you're not back by then, we're opening your gifts.
Just kidding, we didn't get you shit.
Yeah, of course.
The sky goes dark and we hear the sound of sleigh bells, S-L-A-Y, as a large creature is seen on the rooftops. Tell Amazon I've had worse jobs, but not many.
I saw this in a movie once. I'm sure the person turned out okay.
Don't worry, the family will forget she even left. One of the things I like about this film is you really get a sense of the cold from the blizzard. Whenever they look outside, I can feel the frost off the window. It's that convincing. Though maybe that's the cold of their wavering interest in their daughter.
Beth should be home by now.
She's fine. She's at Derek's.
It's already dark out, and Beth isn't back yet.
Hey, Howard, do you think your Hummer could get through this mess?
We're going back and forth between being redeemable and human garbage. We were wondering if you could help out.
Storm probably knocked out the radio stations, too. What I wouldn't give for a little Bing Crosby right about now.
That was your cue to start singing? Back at home, there arose such a clatter, like 8 incubi looking for guts to splatter.
Probably just squirrels.
Sounds dangerous. Max, check it out.
See? Squirrels.
Unless that squirrel looks like this, that seems very unlikely.
Probably playing with their nuts.
Okay, now I'm wishing it was her and she brought better jokes.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the father and uncle make it to the boyfriend's house, but find has been broken into.
Looks like a gas line blew.
That or Krampus. The uncle gets caught in a trap, and again, for a PG-13, tell me if these don't sound like some gooey R-rated sound effects. That sounds like 8 nutsacks filled with bones that are being munched on by 8 sets of teeth that also somehow have bones. It really feels like they're working with what they can. The father shoots the monster, and they make their way back home.
Aunt Dorothy, will you keep an eye on them?
I never liked kids. All right. Come on, guys. I'm going to teach you how to make peppermint schnapps.
She's like if Walmart was a person. As soon as everyone falls asleep, those exploding squirrels they completely forgot about come down the chimney and tempt the fat kid, because fat. This is how Roald Dahl puts kids on a diet. Well, the bad news is I lost our son. The good news is I found the Behringer kid's father.
Das ist unsere aller Schuld.
Grandma finally puts together what's going on and tells them the story about the Krampus.
Please.
German.
Listen.
English. I knew it.
Hey, it's America. Learn a different language. She talks about when she was in her homeland of Puffs commercials, her village ran out of hope and therefore Christmas spirit.
Exactly.
She wished nothing but misery for her family, thus Krampus came to make it all come true.
He left me as a reminder of what happens when hope is lost and the Christmas spirit dies.
I also wish to be a dentist, but we didn't have the animation budget for that.
You believe this senile horse shit? She'll be yammering about a rabbit Easter bunny come spring.
Howard, that's enough.
Don't ruin the sequel.
Oh my God. Rabbit Easter bunny, seriously.
In a world where people say "in a world" a lot. Wait, do they still do that? It's more. You need to prepare wholesome ice. I particularly enjoy putting free shipping on your first. You may have enjoyed sponsorship. Well, now enjoy sponsorship too.
Oh, come
DoorDash.
on.
It's
Okay,
easy.
look,
Open the DoorDash Cake Factory menu of your favorite local operators. Save with $5 off and 0 delivery fees on your first order when you download the DoorDash app in the App Store and enter the code Nostalgia. Because this is the sequel and people usually do the same thing in the sequel. We're just gonna say it again. Don't forget, that's code Nostalgia for $5 off your first order with DoorDash. Coming soon to your doorstep near you. Or actually, at you at your doorstep. DoorDash! Cat cute!
Okay, fine.
Like our videos? Subscribe to be notified about them. Want
Okay.
to actually be notified about them? Click on that bell as
Fucking
well.
YouTube.
Also, don't forget to check us out on Twitch. Playing some games, telling some jokes, and overall having a good time.
Oh yeah, I should
Hope
check
to
that
see you
out.
there.
That's cool.
Decides to go out and face the evil, but apparently that Calvin kid's been dropping by to make more snowmen in their front yard.
Sure.
Listen to me, I'm Tony Collette. I piss horror films. The family tries to figure out what to do, asking Grandma if there's any way to escape.
Es geht nicht das, was du tust.
Back to German.
It's not what you do. It's what you believe.
Sorry, I used all my English on that story. I'm not even wasting subtitles on you.
Holy shit, that is just like that guy in Family Guy. I think it was in a season 2 episode, the Road to Rhode Island. Brian was talking to a guy who, to a Mexican in a truck. They were in a truck getting hitchhiked.
Hola, me llamo es Brian. Let's see. Nosotros queremos ir con ustedes.
That was pretty good. But actually, when you said me llamo es Brian, you don't need the ace. Just me llamo Brian.
Oh, you speak English?
No, just that first speech and this one explaining it.
You're kidding, right?
¿Qué?
Wait, that's all the English you know is a specific sentence and your explanation. Like, it's just a great joke. I don't know, just once Nostalgia Critic did that joke there, it just suddenly made me think of that one.
What's she saying?
She says we're fucked.
Now don't say that again, or else we can't allow kids into the theater. A toast to never making sense!
Because I'm old enough to know when life is coming at you with his pants down.
Well, at least now the girls know how they were conceived. Speaking of which, the girls swear they hear Max's sister upstairs in the attic.
Beth, you up there?
Is that your crinkly radio voice we're used to?
That sounds like a recording. What the fuck?
Meanwhile, in the kitchen, other things are going bump in the night. I
so
need to know
obvious.
which Joe Dante movie we're ripping off now. The Howling or Gremlins? Oh, shit,
Gremlins,
toy
nice.
soldiers!
Yeah, small soldiers.
I'll admit I don't usually like CG monsters in horror films, but these gingerbread men have such playful, wanton destruction. It's kind of hard not to laugh along with them.
Yeah, they're pretty fun.
Gumdrop button!
Upstairs, the girls are in the process of being eaten alive by a giant jack-in-the-box. Again, the sound design gives the impression the scene is much grosser than it really is.
That doesn't seem very scary. Okay, so
Sylvia Tarasha, Jack-in-the-Box eats you! Oh, and don't forget the Christmas angel, Chucky, Birdman, whatever, die!
That angel actually reminded me of that disgusting, that horrific face that Bilbo makes when he wants his ring back from Frodo in Fellowship of the Ring, Lord of the Rings.
Aw, people did buy little shit. Hey, if it's not red, it's not gory. Osmosis Jones rules. Man, they're doing all the cheats. They find one of the sisters is okay, but elves break in, ready to finish the job.
See you in hell!
Okay, no see you in hell should be followed by a wee sound effect. Yeah. Maybe in Terrifier, but that's a big maybe. They make a break for it, but Grandma stays behind to face Krampus alone.
She wants to face him!
Hey, baby. Well, like, how much or something?
So confront Krampus apparently means go out like a bitch, resulting in him quickly catching up to the rest of the family.
You will show me that wrong turn at Albuquerque!
Albuquerque? That was Bugs Bunny reference also.
I love you! You know, this monster really helped us grow as a family. Maybe next year we should take our kids to see Leatherface instead of Santa. Slowly but surely, everyone gets tremored to death, leaving Max as the last survivor.
Speaking of Tremors, can you believe there's actually, I think, what is it, a 7th film now that like came out earlier this year? Paul and I went, my wife and I, we went on a binge of watching the first 6. Only the first one was released in theaters in like 1990, I think. Kevin Bacon in it is the only one he was in. All the rest were straight to video or Netflix. Like we binged the first 6, and now there's a 7th one. It's nuts.
Hey, there's no need for that language, fuckface.
I take back my wish!
Oh, I was kind of thinking this would end like Home Alone with everybody walking through the door and everybody learns a lesson. And, you know, I think I'll keep my wish and recommend you to all my friends. Hail Krampus!
Take me instead.
Oh, the tears of true love. Fucking hilarious. Bye!
I'm sorry.
Okay, not that I see many Krampuses in movies, but that design has to be in the top 3. He looks like he's permanently singing the last note of a Metallica song.
That's awesome.
He tosses him into Mount Doom, only to discover he's
Mount
back
Doom,
at home
really?
and everything seems to be fine.
Oh, hey, there he is. Hey, kiddo, we thought the
What?
sugar plum fairies may have gotten you.
Had a bad dream, I guess.
A family Christmas where no one's complaining about politics. This has to be phony.
Yeah.
Sure enough it is, as it seems like they're trapped in a snow globe along with everyone else who once lost the Christmas spirit.
That's actually interesting.
Now, of course, this raises a bunch of questions. Are they really trapped in snow globes? Is this just how Krampus keeps an eye on families? Is their entire world in that snow globe, or does it just look like there's an entire world outside? Can they leave the house? Are they trapped there forever? But all of you are forgetting the number 1 question. Did the delivery guy get a snow globe? Oh, he did. He's just still frozen in it. Okay, I'm fine never getting answers to the rest. Krampus, for me at least, is one of those strange movies I noticed the flaws while watching, being uneven, boring at times, and not going all the way with the humor, gore, or tone, but for some reason I still have fond memories of.
Okay.
That might be why people are so split on it. A lot of the criticisms against it are correct. It is trying to be a few too many things. Mean-spirited, heartwarming, comedic, dramatic, gruesome, safe, satire, legit horror. Had it been allowed to go all the way with an R rating, I think people would have overlooked that and had fun with the creativity of the kills. It's not like this director hasn't done something like that before.
Okay.
But it's kind of like Tusk. Despite its problems, it's hard for me not to remember it in a fond light. I like that it combines practical effects with CG. I like the creativity of the creatures. I like the nods to so many things we associate with Christmas, both the good and the bad. Just like Trick or Treat, it surrounds itself in so many things associated with the holiday while also throwing in a bunch of monsters and satire.
Yeah.
Maybe I see it as the horror version of those Christmas rom-coms. We know they're not great, but there's something fun about seeing how ridiculous they can get while also serenading in holiday porn. Do I wish it could have gone further in a lot of avenues? Sure, but you can tell they were trying their all to work within the PG-13 limitations.
Yeah.
Unlike other films that should have been R, but were too comfortable being a PG-13, to a point where it practically felt like a PG. I understand why it's a mixed bag for some, but there's just enough in it for me to enjoy. And seeing how its popularity seems to be growing every year, I guess I'm not alone.
Okay.
What do you think? Was this the right amount of cheesy horror to keep you in the Christmas spirit? Or do you need some other Christmas spirits to get you? Let me know in the comments, as this Christmas season is just beginning. I'm the Nostalgia Critic, I remember.
What?
It does breathe more.
You forgot.
Some people in Chicago might really like this.
Maybe.
Probably playing with their nuts.
Weird.
Hey, Doug Walker here, doing the charity shout out. Once again, this one is was requested, so thank you so much. Again, thank you so much, all the people that have been requesting different charities and such. This one is called The Dig. This is about feeding children and adults as well in Guatemala. Malnutrition in Guatemala.
All right, well, I wanted to stop after he finished with his introduction to his charity shout out. Anyways, that was a lot of fun to watch. You know what? I might want to watch that movie someday. Although I'll give it time before I watch it, since I kind of already know everything that's going to happen since I just watched Nostalgia Critic review it. But it's an interesting film, actually. I respect that instead of doing that cheesy, oh, it's the Christmas spirit thing, they go on and straight up attack, oh, it's consumerism. It's all about buying stuff. And I got a lot of respect for this film. And I was always kind of curious about this film when I first heard about it. Just never got around to watching it. And maybe it'd be nice to see Krampus in a more serious take than how I saw him on American Dad.
I'm gonna punish you. You ain't experienced all that I've been through. She done said the kid was mine, but it looked just like Dennis. That damn Dennis. And because you haven't learned your lesson, you got to run. You got to run.
Hey, you know, just like in American Dad, was Krampus once again in this movie the good guy? I'd have to see the movie to know for sure, I guess. But That was interesting. And Nostalgia Critic, absolutely hilarious with all his jokes. Very much enjoyed this video. Had a blast watching it. Thank you so much for watching this with me. I'm not likely to do very many Nostalgia Critic reacts because his videos tend to be really long. But I don't know, maybe if this gets a lot of views, I might do some more of them. But anyways, that said, thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned because I'm actually I'm going to attempt to do more live streams. I haven't been able to do them as much because of my living situation, but I'm going to attempt to try to make sure I do them more often. And I still have my Family Guy theory video I've planned, and there was actually some other videos I'm thinking about, even some top 10s I'm thinking about that I haven't put any work into yet, but I plan to in the near future. I just haven't had much time with the laptop to myself. But fortunately, I'm getting my wife a nice laptop for herself, so we don't have to split time with this one. Anyways, that'll complete this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and click that bell icon to add me notifications. And what do you think about Krampus? And what do you think about Nostalgia Critic? There was that scandal, but you know he's gotten over it. At least the Channel Awesome scandal. Nostalgia. Doug Walker's probably might be innocent in all of it, but it was like some executives or something. But anyways, thank you so much for watching.